What's going on, Colts Nation? I'm Lawrence Owen, back with another edition of Colts Law, and hey, I'm live. What? That don't happen very often anymore, it seems like, does it? Other than, doing live game reactions. But hey, I'm telling you what, I am here. And the reason I am here straight up is because of the simple fact that I was scrolling through NFL.com and happened to see something that just, I was like completely and utterly shocked. Okay. Not shocked to the point of, I can't believe this happened. Shocked at how big of a gap there is between their number one player and their number two player. Okay. Is just massive. And then it started making me wonder, what's this going to do to affect the Colts in the future? Oh my. All right. As we all know, our nickel cornerback, and I'm going to say cornerback from this point, but I have to put into the fact that it is a nickel. They are rating nickel corners, slot corners. Has had a heck of a bounce back year this year as opposed to last year. Well, last year the Indianapolis Colts, there wasn't a player on the team that was playing great. Okay, everybody on the team seemed to take a slide. So Kenny Moore, one of them, obviously. This year come in during OTAs, training camp, preseason, never said a word about a contract like he did the prior year, right? Just went out there, did his job, worked his butt off, and it shows. It absolutely shows. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows Kenny Moore is our best cornerback right now, and he's in the slot. Why is he in the slot? A lot of people want to know. Why are we putting him as a slot corner? Well, it's because he's the best in the league and by far at being a slot corner in the league. When I looked at this, I was incredibly shocked. All right. Absolutely, holy crap, shocked. As you see the thumbnail, right? And it said that not only that he had a coverage score of 94, a pass rush score of 60, a tackle score of 92. These are all next gen stats. His total overall slot score was 91. The next closest cornerback was Trent McDuffie of the Kansas City Chiefs at nickel corner with a total score of 84. All right. What? And obviously, they break it down into three separate things. Coverage score. Obviously, cornerbacks have to cover. They got to cover their receivers. And sometimes covering the slot is a bigger ask than covering on the outside, because you're looking at guys who are good side-to-side cutters rather than, your 50-50 ball. A lot of your down-the-field guys, a lot of them are one- or two-trick ponies, where your slot guys got to be able to do everything and have to be, fearless in doing so. So you need a good cornerback to be able to cover those hybrid type wide receivers, right? Well, Kenny Moore, best coverage score in the league at 94. At 94. He's better than, when looking at coverage scores, he's better overall coverage score than there's only four other cornerbacks in the NFL that have a better coverage score than him. That's all cornerbacks, right? In next gen stats. That's all, not just nickel. That's all cornerbacks. Obviously, pass rush score, that's important, being that you're in the nickel, you're just outside. You blitz a lot from the nickel position, right? He's got a 60. It's respectable. It's not up there in the 80s or 90s, but, it's a respectable thing. And we all have seen what Kenny Moore could do. Was used a lot back in the Matt Eberflus days, used less often with Gus Bradley, though. And then the tackle score of 92. The tackle score is a key component. All right. A tackle score is absolutely a key component when it comes to a cornerback, especially the nickel. Because let's face it, not only do you have to tackle your wide receivers or your tight ends, running backs are 100%. They're tackling running backs as much as they are anybody else, because they're right outside the box, right? They're right outside that tackle box. And a lot of times they're the first defender that the running back will come into, especially if it's a toss sweep or something, or a jet sweep or something like that, right? A reverse. Nickel cornerbacks are the guys that have to read that and make a tackle. And Kenny Moore, again, best tackler by far at the nickel cornerback position with a tackle score of 92. 92. What? This year he's got what? I think one missed tackle? One? Kenny's been playing absolutely out of his mind this year. And we're 10 weeks in, walking into the bye week. Now that brings up another question. This is Kenny Moore's final year on his contract. He makes $8.325 million this year. What's this going to do with keeping him? Are we keeping Kenny Moore at the end of the year? Because if we do, I'm got a pretty darn good sure that he is going to make more than 8.25 or 8.35. Is it 8.35? Let me look at this again. I got the stat right here in front of me. Kenny Moore, there we go. $8.325 million this year. 26 cornerbacks in the league make more than what Kenny Moore do. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's not 26 cornerbacks in the NFL better than Kenny Moore. All right. There's some good ones out there. Is he top 10 overall? Maybe not. But he's close to that, in my opinion. Right? Close to that. And if you're going to look at top 10, right? Top 10, they're making 13, 14 million a year. Are we going to pay Kenny Moore 13, 14 million a year? Now, the top dogs are all making 20, 21 million. We're definitely not paying him that. We're definitely not going to pay Kenny Moore $20, $21 million. Your top 6 cornerbacks are making $19.4 to $21 million a year. Okay. Kenny Moore's not in that top 6 category. Plus, he's not an outside corner. All right. They're covering some of your big shot wide receivers. Guys like Denzel Ward, Marlon Humphrey, Marshawn Lattimore, Jair Alexander, even Trayvon Diggs. All right. Xavier Howard, guys like that. Those are your guys that are making 19 to 21 million a year. Kenny Moore's not going to make that. 13, 14. That's a chunk of money to pay a nickel, especially considering at $8.325 million, Kenny's still the highest paid nickel in the league. But now we're going back to that whole situation that's kind of similar to running backs, right? Running backs are not respected by the league. Only your top tier running backs are respected by the league. Nickel cornerbacks have zero respect in the NFL when it comes to paying them. But Kenny Moore's been the best in the league, if not the best, one of the best over the last 3 or 4 years. Outside of last year, where, like I said, the whole team had an off season. So I'm expecting Kenny's going to get paid anywhere between $11 and $13 million this upcoming season. Will it be with the Indianapolis Colts? That's the question. All right. And how long of a contract will it be? He's 28 years old right now, right? He's 28. You're not expecting to drop a 5-year contract on a 28-year-old cornerback. Maybe 2 or 3 years, right? Try 11. Would you settle $11 million, 3-year contract, $11 million for Kenny Moore to keep him in the horseshoe in that blue and white? I think I'd do that, especially considering how inexperienced and young the rest of our corners on this entire roster are. What's going on, Chuck? What's going on, John? Appreciate you guys both being here. For some reason, I'm hardly getting anybody coming in. It's very odd. On a Thursday, right? 6 o'clock. What's going on with that? I don't understand it. But hey, I've talked about this, and I've seen it. And I just can't believe. I mean, even some of your better guys, nickel corners, they're just not there. You got Mike Hilton, right? Mike Hilton is considered one of the better nickel corners in the league. He gets paid less than Kenny. Now, obviously, Kenny Moore has got to keep playing the way he's playing, right? I mean, he practically single-handedly won us the game against the Panthers with a pick 12, basically. Well, basically. What's up, John Gilbert? And he's been doing absolutely fantastic. He has some of the best stats of his career going on right now. Right now. Some of the best of his career. That's huge. Okay. Let's look at what we're looking at right now. So far this year, he's got 1.5 sacks, which one more sack will tie his career best. And that was back in 2019. All right. He's got 2 picks this year, which is one more than his best of any year that he's been, or touchdowns. Yeah. Interception touchdowns. He's got 3 picks. One more interception will tie his best. Remember, we're only week 10 in. Okay. He's got 7 tackles for loss. 7. Bro, that's already his best mark of his career. I mean, good Lord, this dude is out there doing everything. A 2.9% missed tackle percentage. I'm sorry, he's missed 2 tackles. 2. 2.9% is the lowest on the team. That's the lowest missed tackle percentage with anyone with at least 10 tackles on the team. Are you kidding me? He's got 67 right now. 67 and only missed 2. That's pretty darn good, I would say. I'd say that is pretty darn solid, guys. He does give up a 73.1 completion percentage, but to be fair, we're looking at a zone coverage, right? But his yards per completion, 8.7. That's the best it's been since 2019. The best. Yards per target, 6.3. That's, wow, impressive. And giving up the lowest passer rating he has ever given up, 71.7 passer rating allowed this year. That in and of itself says a lot, right? That in and of itself says a lot. And in my opinion, we need to pay this guy. Because look, right now he's the only veteran guy. I mean, he's the guy that's keeping this team together. We've been out here. Remember when Juju first came out, and was playing because Dallas went down, right, with injury, and Juju was out there in his place? And we're like, oh no. Juju didn't know what he was doing half the time. Kenny was out there telling him, hey, it's time to switch up. Wait, watch this, do that. Kenny was out there basically coaching him on the field while the play was going, right? Kenny was doing everything in his power to help this defense. Kenny deserves his pay. And being ranked so high in next-gen stats is ridiculous, right? When you're 8 points higher than the next highest guy, it says it all. It says it all. I mean, my goodness. Do we need more veteran presence in the defensive back room? I think so. Maybe we get somebody during the offseason. I don't know. We'll probably draft another corner or two during this upcoming season draft. But right now, this year, Kenny Moore's the dude. Kenny Moore is that guy and probably will be that guy for the next few years while he's on this team, right? Or at least over the next few years while he's still playing at an elite level. I can't see us grabbing a cornerback in the draft unless he's like the top like corner drafted. Like let's say we pick 10 and we grab a cornerback 10th overall, right? And he's just a stud and he walks out, being an absolute stud. Even then, Kenny might still be the best on the team for that year, So we'll see what happens. Because in my opinion, there's not 26 cornerbacks overall in the NFL that are better than him. And yet there's 26 of them paid more. And that's just boggles my mind. Boggles my mind 100%. Appreciate you, Chuck. Appreciate you, John Gilbert. Guys, I don't know what's up with the whole analytics thing. I see that 7 of you came in. I appreciate all 7 of you. Thank you so much in this 16-minute span that I had. I just wanted to come in and talk a little bit about Kenny Moore. I'll probably do another stream tomorrow. We're going to talk about a few things. Hopefully, a few of you will come in. We can get a little bit of banter going. All right. We're going to talk about something. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to record with my co-host over on Believe. We're going to kind of do an NFL preview, maybe talk a little bit about the Colts as well overall, but appreciate each and every one of you. Please don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live or upload a video. Don't forget, I drop my film every week, guaranteed a film room. I just dropped one on our defensive line against the Patriots. Don't forget, I also drop 2 every month for Patreon only. Only Patreon members can watch those, along with the uncut versions of our recordings of Believe. Plus, every week we hang out at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays to discuss stuff, just whatever we want to talk about. Generally, we start off Colts, NFL. Sometimes it gets away from that. But it's whatever guys want to talk about. You can get all this stuff for $5 a month. All right. Link is in the description below. If you want to support the channel, absolutely hit that like button and share this to your favorite social media. There's also a donation link right here. It's just like a super chat, only I could bring it up at any time. So you could use that donation link. You can use that donation link at 2 o'clock in the morning. I won't even be live, but I will definitely bring it up on my next live episode or my recording. Appreciate you guys again. It's weird that so little people not used to that. I ain't either, man. I'm not either, John. It is what it is, though, right? It is what it is. I'm just going to have to deal with it. Maybe everybody's getting ready for Thursday night football. I don't know. But hopefully tomorrow, if I do a live stream tomorrow, it'll be better. I understand a lot of people aren't expected. I'm definitely going to try to get a live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so keep an eye out for that. I'll get it up. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law. And as usual, I want you to have a good one.